On this video I'm going to show you the only ND filter that you'll need for your GoPro Hero 10 or GoPro Hero 9. Is it good, this ND filter from Sandmarc, and how durable it is when you hit with this one on the floor? If you want to know everything about it, stay tuned until the end of the video. Hi everyone, Marcus here from MedPack, and if you love EUCs, PVs and everything that have a E of electricity, this is the place for you. And today we are going to talk about the filter, the ND filter from Sandmarc, and what is my thoughts about this one when I've been riding my electric unicycle, filming some footage of a friend of mine riding an electric skateboard in the most complicated situations, and even when I crash with my camera on the floor, what is the damage that I get? And you will know in a second. So first of all, thank you very much Sandmarc to send me this one. And I have to say, and the first thing when I saw this product that I was a little bit concerned is the way that you can attach it to your camera. And I thought that this will just fall when you are using it, but it's not true. It stays in place all the time. I never had an issue. We spent basically 3 hours filming and it never came off. Other situations I using outside, but the camera is basically stable. In those type of situations, you are not really concerned that you can damage. But what is really the big benefits to use a ND filter and having an ND filter that is variable? The big advantage that you have is obviously you don't have to constantly be swapping around. So you are in a specific place, you need a specific aperture, you can't change straight away just looking through the screen. It starts in ND8 and goes up to 64, so you have plenty of stops. And what is the big benefit? Why you want to use a ND filter? Because when you are using your GoPro, you want to use your shutter speed double of your frame rate. In my case, I normally ride electric skateboards, electric unicycles, so the frame rate that I use is normally 60 frames per second, and if I want to film something in slow motion, I go to 120 or 240. So it depends on your needs. Just be aware what you want to do, but in this case I normally use mainly in 60 frames per second. I want my shutter speed double my frame rate, so in this case 120. If you do that and you are outdoors, normally you will not have your shutter speed in those numbers. You need to readjust, and that is the big advantage of having an ND filter. You can just close it and having the right amount of exposure, and you'll be able to understand what is the difference between having it and just coming off. You are going to see that the footage is completely white, and it was impossible to film in those type of conditions having the double shutter speed than the amount of frames per second that I was using. That is the big advantage. But one of the things that I was not expecting is the durability of Sandmarc. I have basically no scratches, and as you can see, the only thing that you see is some fingerprints on these lenses. And the only thing that also happened is when this hit the floor, this came off and it hits in the front screen that you have. But in this case, I have a tempered glass there, so it breaks the tempered glass, but it didn't break my screen. So definitely something that I recommend you to do if you are using the Sandmarc or other ND filters. And the other questions that you can have is, this came off when it hits the floor, did I damage my camera? And I didn't. And you can see here, I'm going to disattach the front part, and as you can see, is in perfect conditions. Okay, obviously, like I said, you can see a lot of fingerprints, but nothing else than that. In here is the filter that I was using. The only thing that you can see, I hope, is some dust on the inside because I use it in off-road, so a lot of dust was coming out. So if you are curious to know which settings I use to get those cinematic footage using my GoPro and using the Sandmarc filter, feel free to check this video here, I think somewhere here on the top of me, and you'll get those answers. For who I recommend this filter, I will recommend for who likes to travel around, for those ones that likes to do some actions and you want that everything looks more buttery smooth, more cinematic. That is the big benefits that you'll get with the Sandmarc ND filter. And obviously, if you want something that is much easier to just adjust without having to go on the settings, the Sandmarc also will give you that. So if you are interested on this product, you can find some discounts on the description. And if you have any other questions about the Sandmarc ND filter, variable ND filter, feel free to ask me in the comments below. My name is Marco, this is MedPack. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash the thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next one.